enthusiasts, rejoice! The third set, the War of Obelisk, is here. And for some odd reason, Upper Deck dropped it on a Wednesday. Most time when I think of a new set dropping into a TCG, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Gundam, Star Wars Unlimited, it usually releases on a Friday. Upper Deck just kind of decided that they'd rather drop it on a Wednesday. So, a little strange there. And not really with any big fanfare. I keep up kind of Upper Deck over on Facebook, and they were kind of revealing the cards, showing them off, but there really wasn't like oh, here's the date when this set will drop. No, it just kind of like, whoop, appeared immediately there. So, yeah, that just happened. So, lucky enough, I was able to get 2 booster boxes from Scott over at Bulldog Community Gaming, LLC. I really enjoy the shop, and Scott's a great guy, 100%. Glad he was able to give me these boxes so I could crack them all for you. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out Scott's shop, there's a link down in the description below to his Facebook page where you guys can also go to the Discord, as well as if you're a fan of the Battledome, Neopets Battledome, Sunday, 2 p.m., you can come down and play some good old Neopets Battledome. You will need to sign up on Upper Deck's website as well, but again, 2 p.m. every Sunday, we're starting to get a nice crowd coming back to the game. And I think the third set really does help with that now that we have yet more cards. So Battle Obelisk is a set full of factions this time. So set 1 was just your basic intro set. Set 2 was all about the pets, the Neopets, your major pets, giving them the 25th anniversary, giving them their lab rays. Set 3 was more about Dargian's Orb, the Dargian stuff. Really just about the orb and about just creating stall strategies, which then got immediately deleted by Upper Deck with the limit and the ban. A limit to everything that's a stall strategy and banning off Giant Spiderweb. Now to a set that focuses on factions. So there are, I believe, 6 factions in this in these sets. To play the faction, you'll need the faction card as well as the obelisk to do stuff as well. So my hope for overall for this box, these 2 boxes, I'm looking to get the Thief guild, or I'm looking to get the Awakened. That's kind of 2 factions I'm hoping to get our hands on. By the way, the alt arts in this set are amazing. The faction cards all have alt arts that are based on music, different music covers. So it's really, really cool overall. And yeah, so it's very interesting to see how they've now mashed up the game. It's now we're moving into a faction-focused archetype. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how the next set, which I believe is based on the Void mechanic of Neopets, comes together. But, you know, I rambled enough. You didn't come here to listen to me talk about the game. You came here to watch some openings. So let's crack this box right here. X-Acto knife to cut away the film. Booster box. Number 1 here. We'll put number 2 away. And of course, they decided that after cellophane isn't enough, we need to make sure there's a nice, strip of tape down there as well. I get some boosters will do that, some won't. So anyways, it's still the exact same thing. It's still 8 packs per box, 24 packs overall. Our art this time around is going to be this rabbit guy, I forget the guild he's in, and then this wolf guy from the Thieves Guild. So anyways, it's still 8 cards per pack, 2 foil cards in every pack on average. It's not exactly telling me anything. So anyways, the entire set is 225 new cards. You do get, of course, as I stated, I don't know why we're printing yet, the same exact pets once again. But yes, all the pets from set 1 are here once again, plus 2 new pets. So they pack contains 8 cards, 3 commons, 1 uncommon, 1 rare / codestone, 1 super rare or higher, 2 rares, and 1 codestone. So you're always guaranteed, at least from this pack, 3 commons, 1 common, uncommon, no, 3 common, 1 common or rare codestone foil, 1 super rare, 2 rares, and a code stone. So yes, that is 8 cards. So we're always guaranteed now a super rare or higher. I know that the Obelisk itself is a super rare, and the guild factions are URs. So it contains the change, no exact ratio or anything like that. If you no purchase necessary, blah blah blah, something. So yes, so we got this here. We'll start off with this good old pack here. That ripped pretty easy. I wasn't expecting it. And with that, we are now going to go into the cards here, with starting off with a yellow walkie. I am glad about one thing. They did finally actually put the colors on the pets. The first 2 sets didn't really have that, so a lot of times you were trying to guess if certain pets were a certain color. So yeah, kind of glad on that one. Then we got Zafra yellow, Bori green, Bori is being the new pet here. Eze code stone. Our first SR is the Duchess. The Scorcho Shadow. Shadow is the newest rainbow pet, also with stone here. Shadow states on it that during your preparation phase, you may have this Neopet into the shadows, and you may only use this effect once per turn. And then we have the Amateur Insider, and then the Thai code stone. So this is the symbol right here for them. So for our clan so far, we got 2 people from the clan. One the 1-drops and one the 5. These are the Sway faction. The Sway faction for the rest of the game, whenever you roll a die, you may change its results to a result stored on your Sway faction. If you do, remove the stored results. So if you're a 40k fan, this is just the Sisters of Battle. That is what they are. They're just the Sisters of Battle. They just could store dice and then use them whenever they need to. Next up, we got Scorcho red, Chia red, We Talk yellow, a hollow Akara, a shadow paintbrush. Our SR will be a Grundo Warehouse. I wish these weren't SRs. They could take the place of any other car, like a rare or something like that. Back Alley Bruiser for another faction right there, and then a Ma code stone. Zafra red, Tekka red, Scorcho yellow, Orin code stone, Ring of Sway. So during your preparation phase, you may increase or decrease a stored result on a Sway faction by 1, which is pretty nice. Another Sway guy in the Charming Subversor, a floating T-set, and then a 𝐃𝐒. We got a Bori blue, Zafra blue, Kutchik red, Zafra yellow. We got a Commander Flint. Of course, this is these are the I forget these guys' names for them, but they're kind of like legends that can also work as equipment. After resolving this card into the Battledome as equipment, during the battle phase, this card gains attack 10 and agility 5. During your opponent's battle phase, their Neopets must attack. So this is the big guy for them. Must attack during your opponent's battle phase. Your Neopet must attack this card instead of your Neopet. If able, this card defends with 10 dice and a 5 agility. If this card is dealt 3 or more damage, send it to the discard. Another Grundo's Warehouse, a Woolly Path, which is really good to just fetch up your food from your deck, and then a Vo code stone. So the archetype we opened, these are the Bruisers. I just remembered the Bruisers. These are the Bruiser archetype, or faction. So far we've opened the Savvy and the Bruisers. We've opened 1 SR of their 5s as well, so that's pretty nice. We got Tekko, Cow, Tekko blue, Cow green, Linny yellow, Walkie yellow, member only Mustache. Opponent cannot change die results or treat them as a different result. This is just really good for kind of like the baby paintbrush pets, but not really great. We got a Grumpy Mummy for the Awakened. This is really cool. These are some of the characters I am looking for as from the Awakened. When this card is exhumed, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Bury the top card of your deck, and then zoom up to 1 card in your discard. When this card is sent to the discard, bury it. So the whole archetype is about burying, exhuming, and then dealing damage. Hedge Witch, which I believe is for the Red Fern guys, so they're very interesting. They're more like a gamble with their dice. Roll 6 dice for each success, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Then your opponent rolls 1 die, adding their Neopet's agility to the result. If the total result is 5 or higher, deal half that much damage to their Neopet instead, rounding down. So a kind of an interesting aspect there. So we got 2 more guys, and then a equipment that only really would work if an archetype comes to life, and then there's a code stone. We got 𝐑𝐄𝐒 green, 𝐒𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐘 being the new pet, yellow, 𝐒𝐎 blue. We got 𝐸𝐻 again for the brutes themselves. So after resolving, this card enters the Battledome as equipment. During the battle phase, this card attacks with 3 attack and 1 agility. Kind of actually might be something I might check out. We got 𝐒𝐓𝐇𝐒. This is for, I forget their archetype, but I believe they're like the War of Obelisk style. But anyways, you just freeze your opponent's Neopet. We got Nefarious for the sway. We got a magical floating T-set, and then a Har code stone. All right, so we've opened at least 1 guy from each of these 6 factions. We're only missing 1 more faction to open, and it's a card from the Thieves Guild. Akara yellow, Lenny blue, Gilbert red, Lenny yellow. We got Professor Lambert. After resolving, this card enters the Battledome. Search the top 5 cards of your deck. You may play any number of Seekers. That is what they are. This one is. Seekers reveal this way. If you do, deal damage equal to half those legends combined level requirements, rounded up to your opponent's Neopet. Then send any number of the revealed cards you discard and return any remaining to the top of your deck. We did get a Techo for, of course, the Relic. We haven't seen the Blade yet, but the Relic's Neopets can't gain or lose stats by card effects. A Ghostly Knight for the Awakened archetype, which again, if this card is exhumed, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and then bury top 3 cards of your deck, then exhume up to 3 cards in your discard. When this card is sent to the discard, bury it, and then an EO code stone. We got Eerie, Ucel, Asha, the assistant scientist for the Seekers. After resolving, this card enters the Battledome. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Seeker legend revealed this way, and if you do damage equal to half, basically, once again with the round up to your thing, and then you can discard. And we did get an all art! Ooh, the Thieves Guild! Okay, so, this is the, okay, so it does look like it's for the Thieves Guild. I'm not exactly sure. It's a level 5. Choose 1 or more of the following in any order. I think this is the Thieves Guild's top, the rank 5 for them. Steal the top card of your opponent's deck. Steal 1 card for your opponent's discard. Randomly steal 1 card for your opponent's discard. Randomly steal 1 card from your opponent's inventory. Steal 1 card from your opponent's side of the Battledome. Search your opponent's deck and steal 1 card from it. You may play 1 card you have stolen, ignoring its requirements. So the whole Thief archetype, like I said, is all about stealing your opponent's stuff. So that's pretty cool that we did open a legend, the rank 5 for the Thieves Guild, the Karnak Master. So that's pretty cool. That's nice looking art. We did open someone from the Thieves Guild now. And then we have a Brutal Mercenary, Fancy Dress Armor, and then a Lu code stone. Alright, we got Lenny green, Bori green, Waki green, Bori hollow green, a Defiled Mug of Coffee, play 1 card you have stolen, really good for the Thieves, an Akara Shadow, and an Aze code stone. Oh, I didn't even show it. We passed it. We pulled the Thieves Guild, the UR. So this is 1 of the URs. I don't know how many we're going to get per set, but somehow I passed it. But here is the Thieves Guild main card right here. So again, depending on whatever faction you take, you do get this card. So you pledge your alliance to the Thieves Guild once you play out one of your alliance characters. So basically your deck usually was going to have 1 alliance in it, and that's who you're going to pledge to. Whenever you play a Thieves Guild legend, it will tell you right there what the legend is. Again, we already know it. I would show you another Thieves Guild legend, but unfortunately we are kind of missing a actual card that has the legends. But again, it's the little symbol up here. So if you do that, you can add 1 allegiance counter to this card. The Obelisk will come out at 10, so it's a little hard to get up there, but as long as this card has 5 or more allegiance counters on it, following effect once per turn during your preparation phase, you may play 1 card that is stolen. So in the Thieves Guild, you steal your opponent's stuff, as we read with the 5-drop. But the thing is, you can't play those cards unless you have cards that specifically state you can play them. So you typically would have to then have all the rest of your thieves play out your other cards, or use like that the mug of coffee to play out your stolen cards. So otherwise, if you get 5 counters, you can start playing your opponent's stolen stuff, which is pretty neat. So glad to pick this up. Like I said, the Awaken and the Thieves are the two like guilds I'm really wanting to kind of really play around. So we picked up the Thieves Guild UR. Don't ask me how we missed that. I'm not exactly sure how we did. Bori, red, Gilbert yellow, Loop blue, a Hollow Maw Codestone, a Shovel, which is really good for exhuming your discarded cards. So during your preparation phase, you may randomly exhume 1 card in your discard. If that card is an equipment, paintbrush, or potion, you may add it to your inventory. We got Rent-a-Brute, the Eerie Relic, and then a Horror Codestone. We got Asha Green, Akara Red, the Gunnorbol Red, a 𝐂𝐒𝐑 Green, a Master Wizard for the red hair archetype. Roll 9 dice for each successful deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Then your opponent rolls 1 die, adding their Neopet's agility to the result. If the total result is 8 or higher, deal half that much damage to your opponent's Neopet. A Stalwart Explorer for the Seekers. A Petty Dilfer for, of course, the for our Thieves, and then a EO Codestone. We got an Ixie Blue, Eerie Yellow, Walkie Red, a Gornboo Yellow, a Tooth Grin Pet, which is you can fetch 1 legend from your deck whose team matches that faction you have pledged to, which is really nice. Just a nice pet to include in the deck for searching out your stuff. The Innocent Cup of Hot Chocolate for the Sways. If you have changed the result of a die this turn, you may play this card, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet, which again, you could play with the Sways, or of course you can play with anything as long as you change. A Kugura Shadow, and then a Bree Codestone. Bori Yellow, Gilbert Blue, Poggle Red, Bruce Hollow Relic, a Shadow Prowler, a legend here for, of course, the Thieves. You can choose one or more of the following in order. Steal the top card of your opponent's deck, steal 1 card from your opponent's discards, randomly steal 1 card from your opponent's inventory, steal 1 card from your opponent's side of the Battledome. Then we have a Glim's Cloak. During your turn, whenever you deal damage to your opponent's Neopets, steal the top card of their deck. Really good, of course, for Thieves. Then you have a Licensed Conjurer for the red type faction. Again, they're all about rolling dice. Again, you do 1 damage for each success. Then your opponent rolls agility. If the total number is 6 or higher, deal half that much damage to your opponent's Neopet, and then a Lou Codestone. Ixie Blue, Uni Green, Eerie Green, Chia Red, a Unchained Monster for the Awaken. Once again, if it's exhumed, you deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and then bury the top 4 cards of your deck. Then exhume up to, and then its other effect is bury the top 4 cards of your deck. Then exhume up to 4 cards in your discard, and then when this card is sent to your discard, bury it. So we got then a Roadside Bandit, which again choose the following in any order: steal the top card of your opponent's deck, steal 1 card from your opponent's discard. Then we have Asha and an Orn Codestone, or Asha Relic. A Gornorboo, Cow, Gornorboo Red, Cow Red, Shoru Blue, Lenny Blue. We got another one for the Brawlers, the Unyielding Sentinel. After resolving this card enters the Battledome during your battle phase. This card attacks with 9 attack for agility. We have an Esharem Pet, fetch 1 card with deal blank damage to your opponent's Neopet and its card effect from your deck. And then we have a Zafra Digger, randomly add 2 buried cards from your discard to your inventory. And then we have a Zay Codestone. We got a Uni Blue, 𝐂𝐒𝐑 Blue, Mohawk Yellow, a Pilfered Cup of Coffee. Ooh, another all art in the legend that we already opened. We already opened a Professor. That is 2 of them now. We've opened 2 Professor Lambert. This is, oh my gosh, I forget the band. It's is it My Chemical Romance? I think it's My Chemical Romance with the Black Parade. That's who this. That's what they're doing here. This is really cool. Like I said, the guild affiliates are actually like full on covers of songs, but nonetheless, this is really cool. This is just the Black Parade version of it. We've already read him before, but there is Professor Lambert in his full art glory. Really cool there. So that is my playset of him for the Seekers. Really cool there. Grundo Shadow, a Grumpy Mummy, and then the Vo Codestone. Asha Blue, Ixie Yellow, Uni Green, Gilbert Red, Risala the Bright for the red archetype. Again, roll 10 dice, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Breach critical success, deal 2 damage instead. Then your opponent rolls 1 dice. Then if the Neopet's agility, if the total result is 10 or higher, have that much damage to your opponent's Neopet instead. A Zafra Relic, a Renta Brute, and then a Taika. We got Ixie Green, Shoru Green, We Talk, a Nefarious Plotter Hollow, another Duchess, so that is our 2 of the Duchess for the Sway, Usel Shadow, a minor Warlock, which again, roll 4 dice, deal 1 damage for each success, and then if your Neopet, adding to your Neopet's agility, if your opponent rolls 1 die, adds that to their Neopet's agility. If the result is 4 or higher, deal half that much damage to them, and then a Hard Codestone. We got Teko, Gonbru, Bori, Bori Red, Hollow Bori Blue. We did get the Brute Squad full art. This is not the cover art. I do actually want their cover art. Their cover art is the coolest. If you know the Gorillaz, the band that has that really cool like 4-panel cover art. That's really what I want. So yeah, so we got the Brutes now. Okay, so again, if you are pledged to the Brute Squad, whenever you play a Brute, which we've seen like Renta Brute, the Captain, all that, as long as this card has 5 or more alliance counters on it, and following effect, whenever you deal damage to your opponent's Neopet by battle, add 1 additional damage to that. Then we have a Hedge Witch, then an Easy Band, My First Death Axe, that's kind of funny, and a Vo Codestone. So we've pulled 2, I believe you get 2 URs with the C after we end all this, but we're still missing the Obelisk, which is kind of important. So we're still missing that, but we got 2 of the guild factions markers now. We got Asha Green, Lenny Red, Akara Blue, a Bree Codestone, Lanny, and a Lily. Their all art is actually pretty funny. They're actually mimicking the 2 sisters from oh my gosh, why is that one slipping from me? It's the Stephen King infamous story. It's the oh my gosh, it's it's not gonna come to me, folks. It's not gonna come to me. But you guys all know what it is. It's mimicking the 2 girls in the hallway who say red rum. The Shining. Oh, there it is. The Shining. It just took a little while for my brain to finally remember. It's The Shining. But yeah, so their art, I think, is like the paper, like the last scene of The Shining. Their all art is actually pretty neat. So anyways, what they do is they're the top dog of course, the Awakened faction. When this card is exhumed, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet. So what you do is, when you play it, exhume all cards in your discard. For each card exhumed this way, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopets. So you just exhume everything. And then we do have another nice card for it, the Petrified Cake. Bury 1 card in your opponent in a player's discard, then exhume 1 card in your discard. And then we have Gilbert Shadow and a Lu Codestone. We got Loop Yellow, We Talk Blue, Pogol Green, Zafra Blue. We did get a Genius Inventor for the Seekers. Once again, they do the exact same thing. After resolves, it enters the Battledome. After resolving, this card enters the Battledome. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may play 1 Seeker Legend. Revealed this way, if you do deal damage equal to half of that Legend's level requirement, round it up to your opponent's Neopet. Then send a number of your reveal cards to your discard and return the remaining cards to the top of your deck. Another Grundo's Warehouse. A collapsible offensive device, an umbrella, Whenever you reveal one or more cards, reveal one additional card. So really kind of good for, of course, the Seekers when they reveal cards. And then a Zay Codestone. Next up, we got a Gunnarbur. I'm just going to call this the Boo. I'm just going to call that a Boo because I'm just butchering the name now. Techo Green, 𝐒𝐍𝐉𝐻𝐿 Yellow, a 𝐒𝐍𝐾𝐒 Shadow, another alt art. Holy crap, this box is just handing out the alt arts. We got the Commander Flint alt art. So we've pulled an alt art for one of the Thieves Guild, we pulled an alt art for one of the Seekers, and we pulled the alt art for Commander Flint as well. Holy crap, this box was all about alt art. I guess this box also wanted me to play the Brute Squad. I mean, I've gotten a good amount of the Brute Squads now, but yeah, so there it is. Really nice. I like that art. That's some really cool art there. You know, one thing I'll give Upper Deck, there looks like they're starting to get maybe competitive seasons started, but they know how to make collector cards. This is definitely a collector's card. They know how to make them. Like I said, the cards with all of the faction focused cards being like covers for famous albums is pretty neat. Commander Flint for you all. And of course, for the rest, we got a Chia Relic, a Back Alley Bruiser, and then a Maw. Now, of course, all the faction stuff fails in comparison if we don't really see, you know, the Obelisk in either these last two packs here as we go into the second to last pack with Loop Green, Jub Red, Bori Blue, a 𝐂𝐒 Red, another members only Mustache, which only really I think works against like one archetype. A Smug Philosopher for the Seekers, which again does the exact same thing we read before with the Seekers. One Magical Floating Tea Set, and then an EO Codestone. Here we go, folks. Last pack of the first box. Let's see what we got. We got a Cow Yellow, an Asha Red, a Mohawk Yellow, a Lenny Green, and a Death for, of course, the one and only Awakened archetype, where we just straight up bury both sides' graveyards. Just like straight up bury them both. So yeah, that's just really good for, of course, the Awakened archetype. It's a really good 4-drop. Then another Smug Philosopher, Assistance Schedule. So there's two more for the Seekers, and then a Bree Codestone. As we move into the first pack of the second box, let me know down in the comments your thoughts. What is your favorite faction that got revealed in the War of Obelisk? What faction are you going to play? What is your favorite alt art from this set as well? And let me know all your other thoughts on, of course, the Battledome for the Neopets card game. And with that, let's jump into the first pack. Now, as a reminder, we are still looking for the Obelisk. We need one copy of the Obelisk to really make these factions work. We got a Mincy Red, a Gilbert Green, a Chia Green, an EO Codestone. We're going to get a Rosala, the Bright, for the red faction. We're going to get a Midnight Smuggler for, of course, the Thieves Guild. Choose one of your following in any order. Steal one top card of your opponent's deck. Steal one card for your opponent's discard. Randomly steal one card for your opponent's inventory. And then, of course, and then basically that is it. Again, the only way you can play out your opponent's stolen cards is with other cards. You're just basically stealing and milling your opponent to death. A Light Appetizer for the Brute Squad. If you're Neopet and Brute Squad Legends on your side of the Battledome, game 1, attack this turn. And then a 𝐂𝐿 Codestone. Jub Green, Poggle Red, 𝐒𝐍𝐿 Red, Asha Yellow. We got our second copy of Lanny and Lily, which is really good. That now completes our play set for, of course, the Awakened, Jub Shadow, Brute Mercenary. I believe that's also our second copy of her. When she's comes out in the Battledome, sits there, she is as Tax 7 with Agility 3, and then an Ornn Codestone. Of course, after the end of all of this, we'll go through all of our factions, look at all of the cards that we got and all of that, and then see what we all pulled. There is, of course, a card that's non-faction related called Greed that I am kind of looking for. So we'll have to see if that we get maybe a couple copies of that as well. But again, we'll look through all the factions. We got a Kara Green, Waki Green, 𝐒𝐍𝐿 Red, Hollow 𝐒𝐍𝐿 Yellow, another Duchess, we don't really need her, a Grindo Codestone, a Woolly Pathith, and then a Lu Codestone. Chia Red, 𝐂𝐒 Yellow, 𝐒𝐄 red, a hollow smug philosopher, a second genius inventor that completes our playset of the genius inventor for the Seeker's archetype. A second petty pilfer, which will be good for the thieves, that finishes that one. An Aramis, Pet, and an Abri Codestone. We got Waki yellow, Lenny yellow, Zafra yellow, a hollow Zay Codestone, a death, so that's our second death for the Awakened as well, so that's really good. We've pulled so far, I believe we're only missing one more SR from this. We might also be missing the 2-drop. Bori Relic, a Licensed Conjurer for the red firms, and then a Har Codestone. The Boo, because that's all I'm going to call it now. Boo blue, Techo blue, Cow green, Hollow Gilbert yellow, another Commander Flint in his all art. That's nice. You know what? If I'm gonna play some brutes, we will definitely be just playing these guys. The all arts, which is just awesomely cool. Easy Band, Death Axe, an Amateur Insider for, of course, the Sway, and then a Bree. I have no idea if the boxes are guaranteeing that you get like 2 to 3 all arts in it. I have no idea if we're just getting beyond lucky. I'd have no idea. Bori green, 𝐑𝐄𝐋𝐿 green, Boo yellow, a magical floating tea set hollow, a relic paintbrush, so there is of course the paintbrush for the relics, a Glimm's coat, of course, for our Thieves Guild, a charming, of course, Subrevine. Once again, you roll 2 dice for each result of your Savvy faction. Roll 2 dice, store each result on your Savvy faction. Again, so basically each time you play one of these, you just get to roll results and then keep them. I still think this would be really cool. I may have to try the Sway faction. I would need their faction card as well, but nonetheless, those are pretty cool. I do kind of think there's manipulation you can do with like storing your stuff. And then there's a Codestone. Next up, we got Chia blue, Akara yellow, Lenny blue, Loop blue, a good old mug of ultimate concoction of restoring refreshment. For each Seeker legend in your Battledome, draw 1 card, which is pretty nice. A brutal mercenary, a 𝐑𝐄𝐋 relic, and then a 𝐂𝐏 Codestone. Next up, we got 𝐑𝐄𝐋 red, Lenny green, Ori green, Akara red, another copy of the Thieves Guild faction. A little sad to see that. The Easy Band Death Axe. I mean, it's also the full-arted one, too. Easy Brand, My First Death Axe. A Zombie Hooligan for the Awakened. Once again, if it's exhumed, deal 1 damage. Bury top 2 cards of your deck, exhume 2 cards for your discard. And then if you play them, bury him, and then the Codestone. Waki blue, Eerie red, Usel yellow, a hollow Chica relic, a toothy grin pet, 𝐒𝐄 shadow, a light appetizer for the brute squad, and then a 𝐕 Codestone. Asha yellow, Bori red, Gilbert yellow, a Har Codestone, our second copy of the Shadowed Paintbrush, which is nice, that playsets that, Renta Brute, Assistant Scientist, and then a Zay Codestone. Loop blue, Asha blue, Akara red, the Boo red, a Cunning Mastermind. Again, now you'll roll 4 dice and then store those results. Bruce relic, Amateur Insider, and a Lu Codestone. Cow yellow, Asha red, Mohawk yellow, a Lu, another Commander Flint. I guess I got a lot of Commander Flints. 2 all arts and 2 normal arts. A Assistant Scientist, a Dilford Mug of Coffee, and a Lu Codestone. Eerie blue, Lenny green, Mincy yellow, Zafra, a Shovel, Smug Philosopher, a Roadside Bandit. Again, choose 1 in any following order. Steal the top card of your opponent's deck, steal 1 card from your opponent's discard, and then a Har Codestone. Next up, we got Zafra green, Bori yellow, Scorcho green, a Petrified Cake hollow, another Master Wizard, a Poggle relic, a Hedge Witch, and then a Lu Codestone. We got Jub yellow, Uni red, We Talk green, a 𝐑𝐄𝐋 red. I don't need any more toothy grin pets. A Fancy Dress Armor, a Minor Warlock, and a Bree Codestone. Poggle blue, RR Blue, Gilbert Yellow, Lenny Green, a Shady Prowler, which I believe is our second copy of her, a Grundo Warehouse, Mohawk Shadow, and then an 𝐒𝐄𝐄 Techo Green, 𝐂𝐄𝐒 Yellow, Mincy Red, a Bree Coatstone, an Unchained Monster. I now think we have absolutely everything for the Awakened faction, except their faction seal. The Isurim, Zombie Hooligan, and a 𝐒𝐄𝐿. Again, all of it would work really nice if we saw at least one Obelisk. Cow Blue, Mohawk Red, Shoru Yellow, Gilbert Shadow, a Shadow Paintbrush, alright, a Collapsible Offensive Device, a Loop Relic, and then a Hard Coatstone. We got Mohawk Green, Chia Yellow, Walkie Red, Bori Green. We did get a Ring of the Savvy for, of course, the Sway archetype. I don't know why I want to call it Savvy, it's Sway. A Glam's Cloak, a Nefarious Plotter, and then a 𝐕𝐃𝐄𝐿. Then we got Mohawk Blue, Uni Yellow, Shoru Red. Oh, yes! We got the Gorillas one! Holy crap! So my box was all about the thieves and clearly the brutes. That's what my box was, but holy crap, look at that. Oh man, that is wonderful looking. Like I said, they know how to make a collector's market. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's literally just the Gorillas. Like I said, this was probably one of the faction ones I really wanted because I really do like the Gorillas album. This Gorillas album, 100%. Yeah, that is neat looking. That was 3 alternate arts in this box. A Captain Flint, another one of the Thief, and now the Brute Squad faction. So unfortunately we didn't get any other faction markers, but still, that is nice looking for sure. Nice look. Now if the last 2 packs we have in the box have an Obelisk in them, that would be really great. Just finish up this entire box with an Obelisk. The last up, we got a Fancy Dress, a Petrified Cake, and a Bree Coatstone. For the second to last pack, we got a Mincy Green, We Talk Green, Scorcho Blue, a Walkie, another Professor Lambert's Legend. It's the My Chemical Romance. So that is 4 all arts in this box. I don't know if that's like, if Upper Deck is doing that now completely for each and every single box, that they're just all arted. But, okay, interesting. Then we got a Insequinious Cup of Hot Coffee, of Hot Chocolate, a Cow Shadow, and then a Lou Coatstone. Last pack, folks. We just need an Obelisk, and I will call this opening downright amazing. Loop Red, Jub Blue, the Boo Blue, a Collapsible Offensive Device. We didn't get 8 Obelisk, but that's perfectly fine. We opened really, really well. I'll just have to go online and pick up an Obelisk. We have Unyielding Sentinel for, of course, the Brute. And I think that we got everybody for the Brute archetype, so we have the entire collection now for them. We have a Ghostly Knight, a Skeeth Relic, and then a 𝐕𝐃𝐄𝐿. All right, folks, let's go through each of our factions and see what we have. So it feels like each faction has a couple, about 2 to 3 maybe equipment with them, and about 2 equipment, and then maybe 1 food. So anyways, for, of course, our the Brutes, we do have, of course, all of our the Easy Band Death Axe. This is one of the equipment. The second equipment that we have, of course, is the Fancy Dress armor for them as well, because again, whenever you have Legend on your side, the Battledome deals damage to your opponent's Neopet by battle. For each damage dealt, it gains defense until the end to your next turn. So that's kind of what that does for us. The food for them is a light appetizer, which basically right there tells it it's right there for them. And then, of course, we need to talk about the faction. We did pull, of course, the normal faction one right here for you all, but we also pulled the Gorillas which will be the definite one I will be playing permanently anytime I play the Brute Squad. So really cool that we actually got to pull off one of the album covers. So we did get, of course, their faction focus, and then we have for our ones, you have a Rent. A Brute, we gotta rent that Brute Man. Again, all of these guys state the exact same thing. After the card resolves, it enters the Battle Dome, and then during the battle phase, this card attacks, gains 3 attack, and then 1 agility. Then for the 2, we did get a Back Alley Bruiser. 2 of the Back Alley Bruisers, that's all we need. Again, Neopets maxes out at 2 copies per card. And then you go to your 3s, which then we have the Brutal Mercenary. We have a couple of her, so we play set it off all our Brutal Mercenaries. And then we have our 4s, being the Unyielding Sentinel. And then we got our 5s of Captain Flint, and then Captain Flint alt art. Look at that glorious looking alt art right there for you all. So we got the entirety of the Brute faction right then and there. So that's really cool. So I know what I'll be playing immediately, probably some Brutes. For the Red Corsair or someone like that, we have, of course, the magical floating tea set. I'm not sure what their equipment was. I'm sure I probably missed it. So you guys can let me down in the comments. Then we have a Minor Warlock as the 1 drop. Then, of course, we have the Hedge Witch as the 2 drop. Then we have the Licensed Conjurer. Then we have 2 Master Wizard, and then 2 of the Risala the Bright. So we maxed out all of the normals. We did not get the Faction Pledge, nor do I think we got its equipment. So I'm not sure what equipment they actually get, if they get any. For the Awakens, we got for their food, we got the Petrified Cake right there for you all. We then got the equipment of a shovel so that we can exhume those bodies up right there. So we got a couple of that. I'm not sure if they have a second equipment. And then for their guys, we have the Grumpy Mummy. He's very grumpy, everybody. Grumpy Mummies. Then the 2s are the Zombie Hooligan. Right there. 3s, we got the Ghostly Knight. For the 4s, we got triple Unchained. We got 2 Unchained Monster. Then 2 Death. And then finally 2 Lonnie and Lily. Again, we have all of the normal guys. We are just missing literally just the just the faction. Just the faction and whether or not they have another equipment. So that's pretty cool. For the Sway faction here, we of course have the Cup of Hot Chocolate. We got a couple of those. We did have the equipment. I did actually realize Members Only Mustache is actually for the Sways. They some of them do have mustaches on them because your opponent cannot change die results or treat them as different results, which actually does work with what they kind of want to do because of the fact that you are changing your dies. Members Only Mustache. Then we got a ring of 2 rings of the Sway for you all. And then we have the Amateur Insider for the Sway. I think we only got... And then we have the Charming Subverse. Then a Nefarious Plotter. And unfortunately, we only got 1 of the Cunning Mastermind. But we did pull 3 of the Duchess. So we're only missing 1 more guy from here. 1 more person from here, as well as their faction. For the Thieves Guild, the other faction I was 100% looking to get my hands on. For our equipment, we got, of course, for food, actually, we done the food first. We did get Pilfered Mug of Coffee. I'm not sure if they have another food that they like to use, but we do have a Pilfered Mug of Coffee. We do have the Glam's Cloak here for equipment. Not sure if they got another equipment card. Then we did pull 2 of their faction focus cards. I kind of wish we had the one all art, one normal, but nonetheless, I mean, 2 faction alts. I wish one of these had been a different one. Honestly, I do like that the Brute Squad we got there all art, but I kind of wish this had been another one. Maybe the Savvy, the Sway, or the Awaken faction, because these are almost going like $30 a pop on the secondary market. You only need one of them. For the rest, we did get 2 of the Petty Dilfer. Then we, of course, got 2 Roadside Bandit. We only were able to pull 1 Midnight Smuggler, 2 Shady Prowler, and then 2 of the all art, the Karnak Master. So that's really cool. We didn't pull the normal art to see what he looks like normal art, but he's the pack art is exactly his normal art. But nonetheless, that is cool to see this for us. We nearly playsetted it off this faction as well. We're just literally missing the 3-drop, but that is pretty cool. That is a second faction done for us. Nearly done for us. I just have to pick up one more single. And then finally, for the Seekers, we have 1 copy of the Ultimate Concoction of Restoring Refreshment. Lemonade, basically. It's a little sad we only pulled it, but it was a SR. And unfortunately, I don't think we, right. I don't know if they had a second food or anything else, but we did have a collectible offensive device, which is basically an umbrella. I don't know how offensive you're hitting people with umbrellas, but hey, they do them. And then we go into the ones. We got the assistant scientist here. We got plenty of assistant scientists as well. We got plenty of the 2-drop and the smug philosopher. Look at him. That Gilbert dog philosophizing about the world order of things. We unfortunately only pulled 1 copy of the Stalwart Explorer, so we'd have to pick up a second copy of that. We did pick up 2 copies of a Genius Inventor. We did pull 1 Professor Lambert normal art and 2 of him and his Black My Chemical Romance, Black Parade art. He's going to sing us all a song about being emo or something. I don't know. I do like Black Parade. That is actually a really good song. If you've never heard it, I don't know if you've ever been living under a rock, but I have friends who really, really like this song. So we nearly playsetted this. As for anything that wasn't the faction, we pulled 1 Apothe. Again, freezes 1 of your opponent's Neopets, and 1 Zafra Digger, which is really good for, of course, the Awaken. We did not pull Greed, which is actually really good because it draws you into cards. But nonetheless, we also pulled 1 Relic Brush and 2 of the Shadow Brush as well. But nonetheless, this opening was amazing. We have to end the opening looking at, of course, the Gorillas. But yeah, let me know, guys, your thoughts down in the comments. Yeah, we didn't open the Obelisk, but honestly, a lot of my people were talking about locals. The Obelisk really would only come out if you get lucky to get up to 10 counters on your guys. Then maybe you might get to round 3, if you survive to round 3, to where you might get the 10 counters to then do it. Because again, you only get Alliance counter whenever you play a Brute Squad Legend. So even if you say you play a card here that's like the easy... because this does work with like anybody, not really. But like this dress works for kind of anybody. So like, yeah, the foods and equipment only really work for their faction, but you only get the 10 counters with the faction die by you playing the faction legendaries. So if you don't play enough of the legendaries or don't recruit them out from your drop or anything like that, then you're really not going to be able to like get the 10. So at best, the Obelisk might be your game 3 winner unless decks start finding out ways to speed out their guys much faster. So yeah, let me know all your guys' thoughts down in the comments on the War of Obelisk. Let me know if you've been able to open up this set. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mom Dragons TCG.